Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to Max Wrestling episode 505. This is your captain speaking with the one and only El Jefe, here to discuss every single twist and swerve in pro wrestling.
Check out doing this one day. Coming up tonight, we predict TNA's biggest pay-per-view of the year. That's right, you heard me. Bound for Glory. Do you believe in Joe Hendry? And do you believe he can be the next TNA World Champion? Because I sure in the hell do. Please, please, please. Samantha Irvin has abruptly left the WWE, and some virgin stink Ricochet is now the devil. Devil, I say. I love the internet. Plus, we hear from Mike Larkin as he prepares to challenge Beer for the Max Wrestling World Championship in just a few weeks. And after a few weeks of silence and devastation circumstances surrounding him, we finally hear from the Carolina Reaperz. And the Golden Gauntlet continues into week 5 after a impressive, I'm doing air quotes, debut last week by Blade Rodriguez as he advances on. Who will his opponent be? It is still a mystery. We will have to stay tuned to find out. So do not forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe right here down below on the beautiful Max Wrestling YouTube page. Follow us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is you get your podcast. And of course, head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.wwe.com, for all your links and a whole bunch more. Check out the title history. I'm telling you, you're going to find out some stuff.
A stacked show this week, full of promos, a lot of stuff going on, and as you heard, predictions for a TNA pay-per-view, which we don't usually do. The last one we did wasn't official, but this is official. And of course, right after the show, go straight to TikTok, Cypher the Prophet, QR code's up there somewhere, for our brand new post-show After Max, hosted by our very own television champion, Cypher. And speaking of Carolinas, I also want to wish one of my arch rivals, Chris Reed, a very happy birthday for the other day. I'm very sorry I didn't write a post on Facebook like I usually do. It was also my anniversary, and my wife was stuck at work, so as you can imagine, it was a bit of a shitty day.
Hey.
But you get an episode shout out instead. So let's get straight into the predictions, because I believe in Joe Hendry, and they'd be stupid not to put the world title on this man who has so much momentum.
You're telling me.
He was like the first TNA guy to get over with the WWE crowd since like AJ Styles, while still being in TNA.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. While still being in TNA, got over. Which, hey, that's a feat within itself.
For years in the mid 2000s, all I heard was, man, WWE should sign AJ Styles one day. He's killing it in TNA, and now all of a sudden, Joe Hendry is the guy who's gone viral from TNA, and E-Drones actually know who somebody is outside of their little bubble.
What is it? You know, you know that great feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you look outside your spectrum and you get to find the fun stuff? God damn. I still remember when I first found Japan. Woo! That was a fun feeling.
Pay-per-view predictions.
All right, so we're going to skip the Call Your Shot Gauntlet because there's no actual entrance announced for it, so the predictions are just going to be like TBA. So there's no point.
That one guy.
But obviously the winner gets to call their shot and pick any title they want, any opponent they want. It's kind of like Money in the Bank, but bigger, more options. So let's kick it off with Josh Alexander versus Steve Maclin. I keep getting confused as to whether Steve Maclin's a heel or a face, but I think he's a face right now, because Josh Alexander's a super heel. So...
and that's the fucking thing that kills me, because again, we don't watch it that often, and the boys and I were just watching fucking Maple Leaf Pro, and this guy was the babiest of the baby faces.
I mean, that's Canada for you. All Canadians are baby faces in Canada.
Love it.
So considering Josh Alexander kind of surprisingly lost to Joe Hendry at Victory Road. Was it Joe Hendry? I think it was Joe Hendry. I gotta think Alexander needs to get a win back.
I would say the same. You got to build momentum. I mean, again, as much as we're not following the product harshly. Obviously, Steve Maclin is still fucking just jumping back and forth from doing God only knows what to absolutely nothing. So
yeah. He's certainly doing more than his wife is on TV.
Hey, so, you know, I mean, you got to get Alexander in there, rebuild his momentum. I don't know what to do with Steve Maclin. Don't ask me.
No, I think Josh's main beef is with Eric Young. Steve Macklin's just kind of stepping in for Eric Young because he got attacked the other week. So yeah, keep that heel heat on Josh Alexander and give him a win. Maybe we'll see Eric Young jump in after the match or something.
Please.
Oh, this is a nice one. X Division title, and it's probably gonna slap like a motherfucker. Mike Bailey defending against El Hijo del Vikingo. I should say Vikingo.
Just make it easy.
You got too many names. Mike Bailey versus Vikingo. Mike Bailey's coming off a fucking banger at the Maple Leaf show.
Dude.
Even Beer was raving about this show, ladies and gentlemen. And you know Beer, he recaps NXT every week.
He was this close, bro.
Yeah. He's mainly a WWE guy. Beer's mainly a WWE guy, but he does kind of keep his eye on stuff outside of the E. And he watched this show and he was raving all about it. I haven't had a chance to check it out myself yet. I've seen highlights, but man.
Well, Takeshita versus, it was the first one was Takeshita versus Mike Bailey. The second one was Takeshita versus Josh Alexander. The first one was better than the second one. Okay. Love Josh Alexander to death. I do. But it took me all of like 4 days to complete both of these shows. It's my own bad. You know, from football to football. You know what I'm saying? That's the life of the sports dude. But when I got it, I was so mad that I didn't see it sooner. This has to immediately go down as probably one of the matches of the year. That's how highly I'm rating
on Mike Bailey.
Not just Mike Bailey, Takeshita. Takeshita is and we said this before. I know I said this about Okada traveling around, but they're obviously not going to fucking do that with the Continental Championship. But the International Championship's already gone to Canada. Where's this fucking Takeshita fella going to go now? Is he going to go to Mexico? Is he going to fucking go back to Japan? All I know is in 2 matches, this dude looked like, not like, I was literally going to say he looked like Ric Flair, but in reality, when Ric Flair would leave and go to these other places, he's already that massive of a star.
Yeah.
And with that fucking one showing with Mike Bailey, then the next one with Alexander was very good. It just wasn't better, but it was still very good. What are you going to do now? Like, all you're going to do is be able to top it? Yeah. All right. I'm just going to hang back and do this because guess what? He's going to fucking do it. He'll be able to continue on this excellent run against whomever. I hope it's Japan next. I really do because you know me, biased, but Takeshi's going to start kicking ass and he may end up bigger than Okada at some point, which is shocking.
I mean, he's definitely been on a roll the last couple of years in AEW. And like we've been saying, I know a lot of diehards in AEW have been saying for a long time that Takeshi's going to be something huge, but he's really taken off now, and other people are starting to notice.
Yes.
That Continental title win did wonders for him. And as far as Mike Bailey goes, like I said, people, you sleep on him. I remember actually the first time I heard his name was when we predicted a TNA show about a year or so ago, and you knew who he was, and you were so excited for the match. And this was the first time I'd heard about him, and he was just, I think he won the X Division title on that show that we predicted too, the first time.
I want to say he did because I don't know, but yeah, I've followed Mike Bailey for a minute. Again, I was very into the and we were privileged. We're privileged here in California because we have so much good independent wrestling. And remember, there was a time where the best independent wrestlers would go to this secret little place in LA called PWG. And Mike Bailey was all over that. And knowing that and knowing Vikingo was there as well means that this is gonna fucking bang. I'm so torn. As much as I want Vikingo to get some love and maybe hang out on AEW on TNA television, get this guy on TV, get him in front of your fucking screens. Mike Bailey's running a fucking shitload of momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's a very good X Division champion. They were ranting and raving about him, and again at Maple Leaf Pro. So I'm going to stick with Mike Bailey for now.
Yeah, me too. And he hasn't had the title back for very long either.
No.
But this is one of those classic Bound for Glory matches where they bring in an outsider for a banger.
Sweet.
Like they used to do it with Jushin Thunder Liger a lot. I think it was not Bound for Glory. Was it Bound for Glory? They had him against Samoa Joe either at Bound for Glory or Slammiversary.
All I know is that
in 05. Yeah. All right, moving on to the I lose track so much with these knockouts tag team titles. They've been jumping around like a fucking jumping bean.
Hey,
Um, Spitfire, who I think recently got the belts back to avoid breaking up, possibly at Victory Road, defending against Rosemary and NXT's Wendy Chu.
hmm. Who's
Uh,
in Spitfire again? You have to remind me.
Danny Luna and Jody Threat.
That's right. Okay. Jesus Christ. Why would you, Wendy? What the hell is Wendy Chu doing? She's got nothing
What
better
is she
to do.
doing teaming with Rose? What happened to Havoc? Like I
I was
know
just,
I'm the one that recaps CNA every week. And I have no idea what's happened to Rosemary and Havoc.
I was literally asking the same exact question. Somebody channel the fucking
Mike
dark
Larkin, you
hearts, if
know
you will.
TNA.
Mark Art, yeah, I was gonna say the other one. You was gonna say your other partner, but we don't want to bring her up right now. We're gonna scare people. It's too early. Halloween's next week. Um,
Hey, Flicker.
hey, right, well, fucking hey, don't do it.
Um,
Let's just
I,
fucking move on. I'm gonna go with Spitfire. I mean, to me, it's one of these things where yeah, it's a big show. I don't think you can make a makeshift tag team, especially with one TNA, one NXT. I don't know if you
yeah,
really want to do that for tag team championships, but hey, I'm not running the show, so but I'll just stick with Spitfire just to be safe.
yeah, I think that's a safe bet. And I know Wendy Chu came in for the Knockouts title. Um, so this is kind of a curveball, and I don't see her
Mhm.
sticking around. It's just like an appearance. So yeah, we'll go with Spitfire. There's got to be a reason to get them together, right?
Right? Gotta be.
Um, okay, I know this one was made either last week or the week before. Mike Santana versus Moose grudge match. Um, obviously Moose is coming off losing the world title to Nick Nemeth a few months ago, failed to get it back in the rematch, and Mike Santana is just kind of floating around looking for something to do.
Yeah.
So this is like a feud for him to get his teeth into.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember your recaps correctly, these guys have kind of been going at each other for a little bit, but I I can't help but just I'm with you. Like the second you said Mike Santana's just kind of been floating around, I'm like, you know what? That's fucking nail on the head. You know what I mean? I've heard nothing of this dude outside of when they left AEW. Or he I want to say his brother, or whatever. Him and his partner left AEW. Um, he's been quiet as fuck. I mean, like he showed up in TNA, but he hasn't shown up in
Yeah.
TNA. You know what I mean? So, and it's Moose. Moose is I want to say a 2-time TNA champion. No, more than that. You know, he's a multiple time world champ, one of their biggest stars. And again, like Santana's just fucking there. So if he gets the win, sweet, good for you. But yeah, I'm giving it to Moose.
Yeah, I'm really torn because I think they both need a win. Like I said, Moose just recently lost the world title, so he kind of needs to recover, and Santana just needs something.
Needs something.
Um,
He needs some help.
that is
Help.
tough, but Hey, I'll go with Moose too because I got a feeling that his boys are going to lose the tag team titles, so it can't be a complete loss for the system.
Right?
Um, and we'll go to that in a sec. But first, the Knockouts title, Jordan Grace is defending against Masha Slamovich.
It's time.
Oh,
It's time. And like Beer brought it up in the chat, and it's like,
when's her contract up though? I thought it was like nearer January.
I want to say yeah, but why hold it
Wait
till
a
then?
minute. When was the TNA rebrand? Because she signed a new contract just before, and then of course they let Scott D'Amore go.
Oh God, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't
It,
tell you this. But no, and let's just be real here. I don't know if it's because they want to start using her more in WWE or whatever, but I feel like it's time for them to start making that transition. You know, whether she's still under contract for another year or whatever, this obvious working relationship that they have with WWE, they're gonna probably want to her to that side a little bit more. I mean, they really don't need to. Hell, they're fucking both rosters on NXT and on the main are fucking pretty stacked outside of, I think, SmackDown.
Yeah.
But I mean, is she really going to help SmackDown that much? I think so. But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, Bea was talking in the chat about her surely dropping the title to Masha. And I'm like, nah, just because I still don't know how much longer she's going to be in TNA, but I don't think it's anytime soon that she's leaving.
You might be right. I still feel it's time, and if not, then don't drag out the inevitable. And again, we all know this is my girl. Okay, I'm not doing this like, oh, she sucks or whatever. Like, no, I will wrestle her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit. But in all reality, like, I just think it's time. You have to start building your next pillar of your women's division, and I feel like Masha is absolutely her. I've only seen Masha in the indie sense. And she's fantastic on the indie, so.
Mm.
And that's not true. Whatever tag team she was in for a while, her and somebody else on TNA.
Oh, Kelly, yeah, that was a great team. They should have been a team for longer because they were just unstoppable. So yeah, actually, her contract will be up soon because Impact became TNA again in January, so her contract would have been just before that.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It is.
Because you could totally have her fucking like leave and just fucking relinquish the belt. Because that's how fucking great she is. In all honesty, if like you really wanted to pull that move, you totally could. And I don't think anybody would hold it against TNA. But again, I feel like the best way to move on is you build your next star.
I'll leave it as a split. So you'll go with Masha. I'll stick with Jordynne Grace. And yeah, if she does leave as a champion, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Vacate the title on your way out because she's just been unstoppable. And her, like, if you just look at the recap notes that I have every week, it's literally Jordynne Grace wins with a Juggernaut driver every week.
Every week. Yeah, machine, absolute machine.
Okay. So, for those of you that aren't that familiar with TNA, Full Metal Mayhem is their non-copyright infringement name for TLC.
Yes.
So, Full Metal Mayhem for the tag team titles, The Systems, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers defending against the Hardys, Kings of TLC, and ABC.
Is the writing on the wall? Is there something on there that I need to check it out? Second I seen the fucking Hardys, and I was like, oh fuck, they're still wrestling. And then I looked up, son of a bitch. All I saw was full. I knew. I already knew.
They both had a really rough run in AEW, but they've really had a really good run in this latest TNA run.
Good.
It seems to have done really well for Jeff, who obviously struggled the most, I think, with his legal issues and shit. So stop, start. But he's been on a straight and narrow. There's been no injuries. The Hardys have really been running smooth in TNA recently. But does that mean you put him in a freaking ladder match or put the titles on him?
No. But guess what?
Nah, I think they're just there for the ladders. I'm going ABC. I gotta be honest.
Oh fuck! I hope so, but I again I smell the Hardys something fierce. Come on now, dude. Remember when we kept talking about the rebrand of Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
And look what they had to go with a star, and we thought he was going to be like Jericho, and it ended up being Claudio Castagnoli. We're like, oh hell, all right. You've got two good teams that absolutely represent TNA to the fullest. But then you have the fucking Hardys, who Jeff has his moments, but in reality, the brokenness is what gave TNA its second life, or Impact its second life. I don't think without the broken Hardys, I don't think they would have survived. I don't think they would have gotten so far to get to where they were to for us to rebuild them and have them be where they're at now. I don't think it would have happened.
Definitely. And 2017 was all broken Hardys, and like they ran one or two shows out of the Hardy compound because they couldn't book an arena or whatever.
So I feel this is gonna go right. I don't want to say completely down that path all over again. You know, you could use these guys as a pillar or whatever, but I it's their match. It's the biggest show of TNA's thing. You want to pop?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure ABC will get a pop too, and they only recently lost the titles back to the system as well. So again, we're flip flopping a little bit.
Don't get me wrong. I want ABC to win. I do, but if we're again as we say, there's times where you got to take the predictions seriously.
Yeah, and
no Scott D'Amore means no fun. There's no fun.
Like I just said, the Hardys have revitalized themselves during this TNA run, so it would make sense for them to win the titles. And it's not like they haven't won the TNA tag team titles before, so it would probably just be for a nostalgia pop.
The cheapest of them all.
I'll stick with a split and then watch them book the system to fuck us both over.
Bastards.
Okay, Monsters Ball for the digital media and the international heavyweight titles, both held by PCO against Matt Cardona.
Whoa. What the fuck is the international heavyweight title?
I don't know.
Wait. Isn't that the fucking isn't that the belt that fucking Nemeth had in fucking New Japan?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think it was actually. Because
that's
Zack Sabre Jr. had the global.
Yeah, or is that what it is? Is it a global championship? The New Japan Global Championship? What the fuck is the International Heavyweight Championship?
Okay, well, it's not the NWA one because that was retired in 1989.
Damn you, Wikipedia.
It's not the WCW one because that was 1994, and that became the big gold belt. Which fucking international heavyweight title is PCO? Mike, we need you, Mike.
Fucking phone in.
Oh, it's the Canadian international heavyweight title.
Hey,
that makes sense.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's held that since July. But damn, that goes back to the fucking 70s.
Pierre Ouellet.
Talk about obscure titles.
Holy fuck, I can't believe I remembered his name. And yeah, that was obscure. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, all right then. Now I gotta look it up. He beat AJ Francis for it on Impact. AJ Francis won it.
What the fuck?
Oh,
he won it in Canada and bring it
up? Francis bought the rights to the title and declared himself as champion.
Oh, he DiBiase'd it. Fuck yeah. I love this shit. Oh, god damn it. I gotta start watching fucking Impact or TNA more. Fuck.
That's DiBiase'd the title. I love it.
That's comedy. This fool was a fucking... He barely made any money in the NFL or WWE. He's over here buying championships. This is great.
So they've kind of reinstated the whole point of a Monsters Ball in recent years, where they lock the competitors up for, I think it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
Kayfabe before the match. But as far as it goes, I don't know how to call it because storyline wise, PCO, I'm Sean Connery now. PCO should win. Because Matt Cardona's been making his life a living hell. But on the flip side, you would kind of think Matt Cardona would win to claim the titles, and just because he's kind of a bigger name.
Yeah. And
I really don't know which way to go.
PCO?
Oh, he's in his
50s.
I want to say 50s.
Yeah, he's in his 50s, but I don't know how into his 50s he is. Because again, remember, this dude was a part of the French Canadiens. Okay? Back in the fucking heyday of WCW, for crying out fucking loud.
Okay, so polycystic ovaries is 56.
50. Okay, yeah, no. This guy needs a break. Okay? Break. But in reality, you're not wrong. I mean, he just won. He just won this belt not too long ago from AJ Francis. But Matt Cardona is a massive name.
Yeah,
But it's Monsters Ball match. This isn't the first one PCO's had.
No, and typically, like Monsters don't necessarily win the Monsters Balls matches.
Hey, well,
like Abyss has been in a few. I'm not sure how many he's won, but I think he's lost more than he's won.
Yeah, well then bump it. Then with that fun bit of notion and the idea of a pop for Matt Cardona winning 2 belts, one which is completely irrelevant. Why not?
One which is owned by AJ Francis.
Right? So it's like he's just like, I'm gonna take this back.
Okay, that takes us to the main event. And as much as I love Nick Nemeth and his rejuvenation in TNA, I did kind of hope he'd have a nice long world title run. But Joe Hendry is over as fuck. How can you not put the title? How can you not capitalize and put the world title on him on your biggest pay-per-view of the year?
He's oh god, I really want to try to give like a fun WWE comparison of how over this dude is. Remember how over Mankind was for a while?
Yeah, I can see that. That would be the same kind of reaction to when Mrs. Foley's baby boy won the world title.
Everybody went absolutely apeshit because it's the guy we love. He was a psychomaniac, and then we loved him because he had a sock in his pants. But hey, we all have that one friend. That's a different story for a different day, though. But Joe Hendry, I hate saying it like this, like he has to win, like we have to, like we know better than everybody else, and there's no telling us no different. But the guy's got a fucking gold record coming, for fuck's sake. Maybe even platinum.
Maybe Eminem.
Yeah, fair, exactly. How do you fucking do that and not crown this guy world champion, for crying out loud? How do you beat Eminem and not fucking be a world champ? How does that go down? How does that work hand in hand?
Joe Hendry's been going at it on social media, trying to get Eminem to perform for him at Bound for Glory, which would be amazing. I really don't think it's gonna happen because like they couldn't even get Madonna to agree to let Grado use her song. They didn't even want it to sing; they just wanted to use the song, and then they had to edit the fucking thing on TV. Madonna ruined Grado.
How dare you, Madonna?
And then he laughed when she got blown down the stairs. But slight curveball, Frankie Kazarian is the special referee. Whether that means he could turn or whether that means he is there to make sure John Layfield doesn't get involved on Nemeth's behalf. It would be a dick move if they did have Nemeth turn heel and then not put the title on Joe Hendry.
That would be a total dick move. I can see it, but I don't want it.
No, I'm gonna believe in Joe Hendry.
We're all gonna believe in Joe Hendry because he needs us more than we need him. At least right now.
Plus, if you give him a world title run, he might just reconsider going to NXT when his contract runs out. Because that writing's on the wall too.
Yeah, he's as good as gone, but not if you make him a fucking world champion.
Yeah, worked with Swerve.
Hey,
I mean, Swerve wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, but he got a damn good fucking new deal out of it.
But again, if you want loyalty out of people, you treat them right. And again, of all the people who deserve a minute run, it's this dude. Nick Nemeth, did he really deserve it? Did he really earn it? Sure, but was his popularity level at any point peaking anywhere near as high as Joe Hendry? The guy's peaking in two companies, for fuck's sake. Multiple countries, even.
So that's Bound for Glory predicted. Now for the fun stuff, because some people think that when you leave WWE, you go to hell. You go to hell and you die. And as such, this is shit Mark say.
Oh, Mr. American.
They talk shit, so much shit. Little virgins in the basement, eating Cheetos, wearing Biscuits. Listen to the shit Marks say.
I don't even have any tweets or anything this week because there's no point This week's marks are all the pathetic, overgrown fucking toddlers that grabbed their pitchforks and immediately went after Ricochet after Samantha Irvin announced she was leaving WWE because how dare she?
I can hear it now. Robble.
It's not a cult, okay? People are allowed to leave and do different things.
Oh, it's a cult.
And the reason that she's leaving is because they wouldn't let her do different things. Not because she's going to the competitor.
The fucking cult. They all drank the Kool-Aid, damn it. Fucking hell.
They all going to live on WWE Island.
I fucking guess so.
My God, the outrage was unreal, and it was so quick. Like within hours of her officially announcing that she was leaving. Minutes even. Yeah.
Minutes, fam.
People were going nuts. They went straight for Ricochet and said, "You piece of shit! You're making her leave. You're taking her to AEW." And it's not that serious. Like, yes, Samantha Irvin is amazing as a ring announcer. Yes. She's the best in years. And I was shocked to hear that she was leaving.
Yeah,
but
great return for Jillian, by the way, except for botching the.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand if you haven't really been keeping up with the product that much, and you kind of called in not last minute, but short notice. You're not going to know everything. I'm sure Samantha researched and rehearsed everything so much.
Sounds like it. She's excellent.
But yeah, in no way am I outraged that she's leaving or upset that she may go to AEW one day. But ring announcers come and go in WWE all the fucking time. And like I said, Samantha was amazing. She's probably very difficult to replace. I know.
Oh no, she's gonna be.
Lillian Garcia is easy to replace her because she was already a legend in her own right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Samantha's going to be difficult to replace by somebody I don't think Lillian's going to be around for very long.
No, I was going to say, unless they're fucking pulling out all the money for her, which I don't think they will.
Unless she's this generation's Howard Finkel and she's going to go right into the Hall of Fame. She's going to keep ring announcing until she goes into the Hall of Fame or whatever.
Fuck it.
But yeah, all the marks this week are just anybody that lashed out at Ricochet or even Samantha. I think she got some heat too.
Oh no, she got heat. Ricochet got heat, and he immediately defended himself she's not coming here. Now understand, just because people are in a relationship doesn't mean they're immediately just going to go over there and be in that company. And the most I guess recent one, or the most no, that's probably recent. It's probably the best words to use right now is when Renee Paquette left WWE for AEW. They're fucking married, and they've been married for a long time. And the dude kept talking about how unhappy he was. And guess what? When you're married to somebody and you keep hearing about how unhappy they are in a working environment, I'm sure you get a little animosity too. And then at the same time, you're married.
And I don't think Renee was 100% happy towards the end of her WWE run either, because she was kind of getting pulled from stuff. They were starting to shoehorn Kayla into more stuff.
Yeah.
So, Renee's got a hell of a gig right now in AEW. She's teleporting all over the fucking place, doing 29 interviews a week.
Literally teleporting.
But yeah.
Get over yourselves, fucking.
Get over yourself. Stop jumping to conclusions. Just because
I support you if you want to stop your fast food job. How about that? There you go. I support you.
Nobody leaves McDonald's and then everyone instantly, oh fuck, motherfucker's going to Burger King. No.
Fred's leaving for Burger King. He's no, he's gonna go be a pharmacist. Bullshit. He's working at Burger King.
Her husband works in Burger King.
Exactly. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Fred's husband. Whatever.
Hey. It's
2024.
That means you're going over there. It happened.
But I don't know if it's just maybe I've matured over the years, or maybe this kind of thing doesn't really bother me because I don't subscribe to just one promotion like a tribalist little bitch.
Hey,
I like wrestling. So it doesn't matter to me if somebody leaves one company and goes to the other. Whatever. I'm still going to see him on TV. And if she doesn't go to AEW, if she does go for a music career, then you can still support her that way because this is a multi-talented woman.
multi-talented.
She can ring announce like a motherfucker. She can sing. She can play the flute. I think I saw on a talent show. She's insanely talented. So best of luck to Samantha in whatever she chooses to do next, be it music or yes, even be it AEW. Stop being tribalist little bitches.
That's right. Leave her alone and good luck on your journeys. Now, for the last few weeks, Travis, Cypher, and some others have had to deal with the consequences of Hurricane Helena. So now, since we have not had a chance to hear from them for all this time, as they've been challenged by the Shape and the Demoness, the devilist, darkest duo, if you will. But now we finally get a chance to hear from the Carolina Reaperz.
Oh yeah! Rise from the grave, dust to dawn. North Carolina's dead reborn, walking tall across the land, talking that trash to take a stand. Ain't no soul gonna hold me down. I'm the savior of this town. North Carolina, son of a gun, born to right the wrong that's done.
Remember who you are. Remember who you are. We remember who we are. Through Hurricane Helene, destruction overcame our home. We had floods, trees down, fires, blackouts, and so much more. Through that darkness, we almost forgot who the hell we are. And from where we're standing, it seems like a lot of you have forgotten too. So, for the last time, allow me to remind you all who the fuck we are. Cypher is not only Mr. Iron Bank, but Kingpin of Max Wrestling. Chris fucking Reed is not only the mercenary, but he is king of the mic. As for the Reapers, we are the Max Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Anything you would like to say on that, Cypher?
To the Demoness, to the Shape. When it comes to Halloween, it's trick or treat, bitches. And you ain't getting no candy. But what you will receive is one North Carolina ass whooping you will never forget.
So, allow me to introduce to you all one last time. We are the Brothers of Max Destruction. Corey and I will handle destruction next week as we go one-on-one, face-to-face in tag team cinematic action against the Shape and Demoness. But lucky for you, Blade Rodriguez, your destruction starts now, as you will have to go up against the Mercenary in the Golden Gauntlet. And that match, it starts now.
Blade, he's right. You're going up against me, the king of the mic. Now, don't get me wrong. I did rightfully won this crown. But I don't need this crown to prove to everybody, including a rookie like you, on why I became the king of the mic. So, let's get down to it. Now, I'll admit, Blade, you remind me a lot of myself. Because just like you, who went up against Moses last week in the Gauntlet, I made my debut here in Max Wrestling a year ago, and the king of the mic. And I fought Cypher, our current TV champion. And even though everybody doubted that I was going to beat him, hell, even Corey, of all people, doubted me that I was going to. I went on to prove everybody wrong. And I didn't even try. I barely won, in a matter of fact. And even though I failed to win the King of the Mic, I still wanted to prove to everybody that I am the Mercenary. So what did I do? I then went after Das for the TV title twice. Hell, even after he lost the TV championship, I still went after him just to prove to him that I can beat him. And I did. And it got me a pass straight into the semifinals of the King of the Mic. And even though I earned that pass, I still went up against 3 other competitors in the fight. And their names were Phoenix, Charisma, and Beer, our current world champion. And I beat all 3 of them to not only be crowned as the King of the Mic, but to also be crowned as the first ever dual champion. Hell, I became the first man to win the dual title twice. That's what you're dealing with, Blade. You're going up against me, the guy who went after the likes of Travis, Das, Cypher, Moses, Chad, Beer, and all the others here in Max Wrestling. And you, Blade, don't have a chance in hell. Beat me for it. You never had the chance from the start. You have lost. And you are now crossed out on my hit list.
Well, Max Wrestling, look what we have here. It appears I was able to be victorious on going up against Moses. And I intend to do so with every battle that is thrown my way, with every competitor, no matter how strong, no matter what the skills or how far away they are and where they come from. They can hail from every nation on this earth, on this planet. And they will encounter the same defeat. Now, Moses, this is to you specifically, directly. I am speaking to you. I saw that you wanted a rematch. It did not need to be sent to me, for I caught it on social media. And I am saying, whenever you are ready, I am down to spar again, and I assure you, I will bring extra brutality to make sure my victory remains concrete, no matter the cause. As far as everyone else, I am grateful and shocked, to say the least, that I have lasted this long in this competition. I expect for a diverse amount of competitors and opponents to try and topple me down and try to slay the blade. But that's if they can wield the blade in order to go against this blade. Nonetheless, I am ready for whatever is thrown at me. I will not name names. I will not, for I will take every competitor and every foe that is thrown to me at this competition with grace. I do not need to know your name, but you will know mine. You will know my name. And it shall be sung on the highest mountain, and it shall ring in the ears of many, no matter where. Granted, it seems like I am repeating myself, but it is only to put emphasis on the fact that I shall reign victorious. I do hope, no matter what comes my way, that they are ready. Whether it is a 1v1, 1v2, which is like a 1v duo, 1v3, which is like a 1v trio, or a 1v4, which is like a 1v squad. I will encounter and succeed through it the same way none the least. Do I seem cocky? Sure, but I say, amongst the cocky arrogance of my nature, that I am just mainly confident in needing to stay in rule supreme until I reach the victors of this competition. For I shall fight valiantly, and I shall fight morosely, and do everything I can in my power to sit upon their throne. And even if I can't sit upon their throne or have a spot at their table, they will feel the exhaustion of barely being able to win, for I will try my hardest to do what I can to win the ultimate prize. Now, what is the ultimate prize, you may ask? The ultimate prize is that the recognition upon my name. For I want everyone in Max Wrestling to learn and know my name. And when it is spoken, it shall be spoken upon whispers, for even a whisper upon my name they shall feel the fear of my wrath and intended glory. So, I bid you all a good day. Moses, you can try again. And for the rest of my Max Wrestling, have no fear. Blade Rodriguez is here. And it's going to be a lot of fun and enjoyment. And I look forward to knowing my next opponent, or knowing when I can rematch my last opponent.
Okay, wow. Trios promos. I love it. A little odd, but hey, I love it. Glad to see them all in good spirits. So let's get into it. Let's jump into it. Chris Reed challenging. We'll go with the challenger. Coming in at 3 minutes, 32 seconds. And unfortunate for me, because I was really looking forward to this. Blade Rodriguez, 4 minutes, 59 seconds. So unlike Marvel's Blade that has been canceled, our Blade Rodriguez is just getting started. That's a double. He's on the bounce. And can he keep it going all the way to promo series?
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I think that's Chris's shortest ever promo.
Yeah, a little out of orthodox, but little unorthodox. But you know what? It's all good. The new guy keeps on going. But again, the question is, each and every week we got a new challenger. Can he beat the next guy coming?
We will find out. And of course, the next match will be next week on Halloween. So I can only imagine who's going to step up to Blade next week.
Could be a creepy one.
So we're going to head for a break, and we will leave you pondering over yet another random wrestling fact.
Hey.
Now, as we know, CM Punk's body is highly decorated. I don't know whether to look at him or read him. Cape Fear reference. But how many tattoos does CM Punk actually have? Stay tuned for the answer.
7.
What's up, guys? It's your TV champion here, Cypher, letting all you know to give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MaxWrestling. We're available on all podcast platforms as well. And give us a check out on social media too, such as Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Also, check out the beautifully done website of maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. New episodes every Thursday. Come and check us out, like and subscribe. Love you guys.
To see or not to see? Juan Cena. That is the question. Whether it is noble and right to wave thy hand in thy face like a child playing the game of peek-a-the-boo. But the funniest part of it all is Blade Rodriguez. I can see you. I can see right through you. You see, last week, at this point, I've come to the realization that it was inevitable. The streak must always end. And now, whether it was going to be last week or this week or the following week, the streak had to have ended. Or whether it was I went all the way to the end, won the thing, but still lost, that streak still would have ended. So again, inevitability. But the reality is, though, you came extra prepared for this match, and a little too extra prepared for this match. And you know, I can already tell you're not like us. Now, yes, we can go, you're an outsider, we can make the stories and we can make the jokes, but the reality is one promo, one almost 8-minute promo, haven't seen one of those in a long time, reeked of what it is that we're not a fan of on this side of the spectrum, and that's the entertainment aspect of pro wrestling. You see, you dropped what sounded like some really shaky spears. You dropped what sounded like you trying to imitate fucking Sheldon Cooper. For crying out loud. So let me be the Leonard to your Sheldon and show you the proper way. Sir, is not about entertainment. You came in and you know what? You know what you did? You almost gave me the Shatner. Can you believe this guy? But I'm going to give you the cold hard facts and the cold hard truth of what this is. Yeah, you moved on. Congratulations. You knew what my average time was. So you took a gamble. You went a little longer. Hell, you almost went too far over. Too much of a gamble. But again, you're not of this world, if you will. Your brain is in the land of Hollywood. It's in the land of movies, where you think you are a famous actor on the set and you need your Diet Cola. But the reality is, bruv, that ain't it. So you get a shot. You get a shot to go at whoever is up next for you, because that's the fun part of the mystery gauntlet. You don't know who you're going to get. But you get another shot. I get to wait on the sidelines. But I bet you won't make it as far as I made it. And I bet you not only have I just exposed you, whomever you face will expose you. You feel that you're meant to be here. This was your thing. You took an open challenge. You showed up. You studied me for 3 weeks. You understood you just had to go longer than 6 minutes. You did just that. Not that hard to beat, fam. But the reality is, the way you did it, I took it with a little bit of extra saltiness, a little bit of extra disrespect, and that's why we're here now. That's why this call out has been official. By the way, I made official. You have to do the Aftermax. And it's a glorious thing because the Aftermax led to this. And he's already accepted the challenge and the match is set. Promo series. The newcomer, Blade Rodriguez, against one of the OGs of them all, El Jefe, Moses Marquez, in a luck of the draws rules match, because that, sir, is where I will expose you. That, sir, is where I will test your true limitations. Can you be professional enough to not only meet the time that needs to be done, but handle your business in a way where you're not quoting everybody and they mama outside of our sport. So, big dog, go hang out. Go watch you some King of the Ring 1996. Go learn you some Stone Cold Steve Austin. Learn The Rock. Go learn what we're about. Come prepared for Promo Slam because, sir, I will be more than prepared for you. Stay sharp, Blade. Maybe you keep going. But you will. You will be found out. See you at Promo Series.
What's good, everyone? This is Beer. This is your NXT Halloween Havoc preview round. It's scary season, and we are in for a banger of a show that this upcoming Sunday. We've got 3 championship matches, and people are going to say it's only 5 matches, but hey, quality over quantity. How I've always seen it, it's same with TakeOver, same with what everything Triple H does. Shawn Michaels knows as well how to book a 5-match premium live event. But anyway, so we're going to kick it off. We're going to go with the ambulance match. It's Ridge Holland against Andre Chase. I think Ridge will win. I think unless they are keeping Ridge looking like an absolute monster that he is at the moment. But don't rule out the return yet of Big Duke Hudson, because we haven't seen Duke Hudson in a few weeks. Riley Osborne probably play a part in this match. So yeah, I'm going to go Ridge to win. I'm going to have the return of Big Duke, the MVP of Chase University, at the end of the match. Now, we've got the first title match of the evening, and we're going to have the Women's North American title match. We've got Kalani Jordan to defend against either Fallon Henley, JC Jane, or Jasmine Nix. So it's one of Fatal Influence. Now, spin the wheel, make the deal, and it ended up being a spinner's choice match. So that is now determined. So it could now be all 3 of Fatal Influence in the match. So is it just going to be a 3-on-1 handicap match? Is it just going to be one of them's just like a toss a coin or blah blah blah, somewhere along those lines. Kalani is dropping the belt. I'm gonna go with JC Jane. Now, I am a JC Jane fan. I've loved her since the days of Toxic Attraction when she was with Gigi and Mandy. JC's been overdue a title reign for a long time, and I got a feeling I think JC Jane will walk out of Halloween Havoc the new Women's North American Championship, even though Fallon Henley's great, and I am a big Fallon Henley guy. Jasmine Nick's still relatively new. It's way too early to put a belt on Jasmine. But there is a wild card. If you not don't know whether this is going on after my review, there was a debut of Zarya, which is Delta, who has now been repackaged under the name of Zarya. And will she play a part in this match? Now, is it just gonna be like a 5-way? Is it gonna be like a championship scramble? Even though I wouldn't mind it being a championship scramble, wouldn't mind, but we'll have to see what Chef Sean has got cooking. Anyway, speaking of North American title matches, we now got the North American Championship match. We have got Tony D'Angelo defending the NXT North American title against the beast, Oba Femi. Tony D's gonna win. But this is an interesting one. Tables, Ladders, and Scares is like a TLC. But this is to only win by pinfall. But the D'Angelo family are banned from ringside, even though Oba destroyed Stax and Luca Cristofino. Adriana Rizzo got taken out. And I will go for that on the... And I believe I will go for that on the NXT review of what I think, who took out Adriana Rizzo. And it's going to be a very interesting call. Yeah, Tony D's going to win, and they're now going to push over towards the World Heavyweight title. Speaking of, I'm going to leave one of the best matches till last. Now, I'm going to go with the NXT title match next. It's going to be Trick Williams to defend the title, spin the wheel, make the deal, Devil's Playground match against All Ego Ethan Page. This is the blow-off match. Trick's going to retain. Come on. Common sense. I got a feeling, I think Ethan Page will be called up in the draft next year. I like Ethan Page. I think his work is great. But I think Ethan, because obviously the whole thing with CM Punk of what went down with him, and obviously he said that Punk cost him the title. Will Ethan Page be called up to try and maybe go into a feud with Punk? But it's going to be interesting. There's some good stories going into this show. And yeah, Trick's going to retain. It's too early to take the belt off Trick Williams' shot. Now we're going to leave this match. It's going to be the women's tag team match. We've got Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade to take on Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Now, Stephanie and Julia looked fantastic in their match they had against Fatal Influence on NXT. No brainer. Julia and Stephanie are going to pick up the win. And it's going to be an interesting one. Who I think will take the fall. Whoever for me pins Roxanne Perez will be next in line for the title. Or is it going to be a nice little... it's going to be interesting. But I know Stephanie and Julia are going to win. But who's going to take the pin out of Roxy and Cora is going to be interesting. But anyway, let the boys know what you think. But my result's right. Am I going to be wrong? Has Uncle Sean got another thing cooking? Is there also going to be any other surprises? Are we going to get an appearance from someone from TNA? Who knows? Anyway, back to the boys.
Welcome back to the Cap and Mo Show. This is your captain speaking. He is El Jefe. Speak his name and he appears. Make sure you are liking and subscribed on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. And for all that information that you could possibly need, go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
Clicky.
And to answer the question, CM Punk does not have 2012 tattoos. Although it looks like it. He actually has 52.
Ooh.
52 tattoos that man has.
Actually guessing a lot less, but hey, 52 is not too bad. Still to come tonight, we actually hear from Mike Larkin as he prepares to challenge the Beer for the World Championship next month. But first, we got to go through the recaps. WWE, some AEW, but we kick it off with a cap recapping the smack.
This is your captain speaking. It's time to recap the smack. So to open last Friday's show, the Crown Jewel Championship is escorted into the arena like the Ark of the fucking Covenant. Solo and a new bloodline then head to the ring as Solo claims to have created a bigger and stronger group before being interrupted by Jey Uso of all people. Jey tells Solo he's doing things the wrong way. Solo tells Jey to acknowledge him. Jey then questions Solo's decision to bring in Jacob Fatu, followed by a stare down before he yeets out. In the tag team qualifiers, DIY defeat the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly as Ciampa pins Wilson while Ford pins Prince, but the referee confirms that Wilson was the legal man. Backstage, Roman and Jimmy arrive and bump into Jey. Despite Roman saying he's proud of him, Jey brushes them off. Also backstage, Nia Jax tries to have her tag match cancelled due to Tiffany Stratton being sick, but Nick Aldis replaces Tiffany with Candice LeRae as Jax's partner as she walks into the locker room. Lash Legend defeats Piper Niven as Jakara Jackson and Chelsea Green brawl outside the ring. Backstage, Jimmy tries to tell Roman to talk with Jey again, but Roman says he's going to acknowledge Solo instead. In the ring, Cody Rhodes talks about the importance of becoming the first Crown Jewel champion before being interrupted by a pre-recorded promo from Kevin Owens. Owens fumes over Randy Orton's decision to side with Cody. Orton then responds by demanding a match with Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel, but Nick Aldis tells him he can't book the match from orders above. In another tag team qualifier, the Motor City Machine Guns TNA Legends make their WWE debut and defeat A-Town Down Under and Los Gaza. Backstage, Nick Aldis and officials break up a brawl between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes as Aldis sends Carmelo home. He later appoints LA Knight as special referee in their match next week. With an assist from Indy Hartwell, Candice and Nia Jax defeat Naomi and Bayley as LeRae gets the pin on Bayley, much to the confusion of Nia Jax. Finally, Roman Reigns confronts the new bloodline and tells Solo that he promised his father he would fix all of this. He just wants the bloodline to get back to the promised land. And when Roman refuses to acknowledge Solo as the new tribal chief, the bloodline jump him, and although Roman fought them off initially, the numbers prove too much and end with Roman receiving 2 Samoan spikes from Solo Sikoa. Quick break from WWE as we head to AEW now with Moses' Rampage Report.
This is Rampage, baby. It's a show that y'all been waiting on. Adrenaline pumping your chest. This is Rampage, yeah.
Alright, boys and girls, let's jump into Rampage Report. Mark Briscoe defeats The Butcher with a frog splash. Gotta love some Mark Briscoe. Kyle O'Reilly defeats Aaron Solo. Yes, shockingly, he still works there. With a headlock submission. After that match, O'Reilly calls out Okada. That's right, calls out Okada for a shot at the Continental title at Battle of the Belts. And then apparently Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie are somehow, someway a team. So, unfortunately, Deonna is still kind of saddled to Rampage, which is disrespect. It's disrespect. NJ defeats Trish Adora with a backstabber. NJ trying to build some momentum on her way to Mariah, man. And Private Party defeated the MXM collection by using the Young Bucks move, more bang for your buck. So it was quick, it was short, it was sweet. This is the Rampage Report. Let's switch gears and let's jump on the Collision Course. Alright, let's jump on the Collision Course. And the Collision Course is already on the new era, if you will, because Moxley Murder Crew, I like that, opens the show backstage by Moxley says the world champion is just a symbol of everything he has been fighting against. We got to see a pretty good one, Ricochet versus AR Fox. And
He defeated Aaron Fox after the match. Ricochet calls his shot against Takeshita. He's been doing this all week. He even went all the way to Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's, return, and showed up there trying to face Takeshita. Backstage, Private Party and Daniel Garcia addressed the Bucks and the BCC. Chaos in the backstage, and the boys want answers. Chris Statlander defeated Harley Cameron with a Saturday Night Fever. After the match, Chris calls out Camille for a match that's going to go down, I think, at Fright Night, which is next Thursday on Dynamite. Daniel Garcia and Private Party defeated the Premier Athletes with Gin and Juice to Josh Woods. My man Josh Woods with getting nothing but the disrespect. It's okay, I still love Josh Woods. Orange Cassidy defeats Bronson with a beach break, super quick match. Just got to give Orange some love, I guess. Jamie Hayter, getting some match time, much needed, defeats Brooke Havoc with the Haterade. After the match, Penelope Ford appears. Shocker. She's on the Tron. She targets Jamie Hayter for not checking on her or for her 2-year absence. Gives her all kinds of shit. You're a terrible, terrible friend. Backstage, Jamie Garcia and Private Party still back there trying to rally Orange Cassidy to go side with him against the Moxley murder crew. But hey, they're murdering people, so I can't say he's in the wrong to be afraid. But we need Orange. Kyle Fletcher defeats Atlantis Jr. with a top rope brainbuster. Good match. Glad to see Atlantis Jr. still hanging out, getting some AEW television time. House of Black getting some television time as well. Defeating 3 Jahoobs, even though it's 3 Jahoobs. Hell, they defeat 3 Jahoobs on Dynamite, but we'll get into that in Dynamite. Backstage, Thunder Rosa is finally, after fucking forever and a day, medically cleared and checks Harley Cameron for interrupting her. Don't you ever, ever do it again. LFI defeated the Outrunners. Oh, saddening. And continue the attack after the match until FTR makes the save. So LFI against FTR kind of sounds badass to me. Give it up. Let's keep going. And in the main event, the Moxley Murder Crew defeats Top Flight and Action Andrade to retain the Trios Championships as Pac hits Andrade with a fucking tombstone. After the match, Mox and Maria Shafir arrive to join in and beat down a bunch of mugs. So they're taking over the world. It's an NWO Nexus kind of angle feel. Who's behind it? Who can stop it? Who knows? But you already know who can't stop this because he's got to do it the wrong way. He's going in Raw. It's time for Daz to go take over Raw.
This may be the quickest going in Raw I've ever done, because before we start, only 4 matches on this show. So let's get into it. As Bronson Reed arrives, he's attacked by Seth Rollins as referees break them up. Rollins then heads to the ring and calls Reed out for a fight. Security try to hold Reed back, but Rollins dives out the ring and the brawl continues until Rollins dodges a tsunami as Reed crashes through the announce table. In a tag team tournament match, New Day defeat AOP as Kofi rolls up Razor, and after the match, the Wyatt Six make their return and jump the Final Testament, all while The Miz is cowering in the corner. Damage Control defeat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez by disqualification as Lash Legend attacks Io Sky. After the match, Lash and Jakara continue to attack Damage Control before being confronted by Liv and Raquel until Rhea Ripley interrupts and chaos ensues. Backstage, as Rollins speaks with Adam Pearce, he's jumped by Bronson Reed and they're pulled apart again before Pearce makes their match official for Crown Jewel. In another tag team tournament match, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee defeat the Creed brothers with a 619 to Julius from Rey, followed by a splash from Dragon Lee. Backstage, Carlito asks Adam Pearce to give Dominic Mysterio a world title match against Gunther. Pearce laughs it off, but then agrees if Dominic can beat a former world champion next week. Also backstage, as Gunther addresses Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest interrupts and says he'll earn a rematch against him at some point. And in the main event, Braun Breaker surprisingly wins back the Intercontinental Championship from Jey Uso following an attack from Jacob Fatu. What the fuck was the point? Giving Jey the title in the first place. But that's it for Raw. Now we are going for a round of beer. An NXT round, to be precise.
What's good, everyone? This is Beer. This is your NXT review. This is the go-home show for Halloween Havoc, 22nd of October, 2021. We're going to kick off NXT with the great tag team match we have between Io Sky and Kairi Sane against Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Now, this is quite cool. Lash and Jakara have been on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown recently. I think they're very high on Lash because Lash has been very impressive, but I can't see all of Metaphor being called up. I think Lash and Jakara will be called up because it's going to add more dimension to the tag team women's division. The match sadly was a no contest as Chelsea Green and Piper Niven attacked both teams. A bit disappointing. It was a very good match. There was actually a little bit of a big botch from Io Shirai, but Io actually made a botch look cool. So she slipped and then she landed on her feet, which is cool. Second match tonight, we have Jada Parker taking on Tatum Paxley, and it was a decent match. Jada picks up the win with a hip check, and after the match, Lola Vice tried to get into another brawl with Jada Parker, and then after the match as well, Wendy Chu choked out Tatum Paxley and threw it into a crate and wheeled her away. Now, this Saturday night is TNA Bound for Glory, and Wendy Chu and Rosemary are challenging for the tag team titles. You know what's going to happen. Tatum is going to cost Wendy and Rosemary the women's tag team titles. Long-term storytelling between these two. Quite a decent match, again. Then we have our following. We do have ODM taking offense to Cole Costello's parking spot and gets into an argument with Hank and Tank Ledger. After that, we do get the tag team match between ODM and Tank. We will get to that just in a few moments. We then have a backstage segment with Javon Evans with Cedric Alexander going to a backstage argument with Nathan Fraser. Now, this is a bit surprising. You cannot turn Fraxon heel. That would be a mistake. And then after following that, Wesley was taunting the young OG. Now, there's something I want to get to about Javon Evans in a few moments' time. We then have, after that, we have Luca Crisafino from the family taking on Oba Femi. Oba absolutely destroys Luca, and Oba Femi picks up the win with a pop-up powerbomb. Following that, they absolutely got destroyed. Tony D was handcuffed to the turnbuckle. Oba destroys with he actually put Luca through a ladder, powerbombed him on a ladder. I believe Stacks also got powerbombed through the announce table, which is quite sad, which is unfortunate. Anyway, and also beforehand, we have the an attack on Adriana Rizzo. After that, there was a segment with Nikita Lyons with Tyson and Tariq, and Oba Femi found the robe that Nikita Lyons wears to the ring. I like that duo. I think it was Nikita Lyons was the one that attacked Adriana Rizzo. Oba and Nikita could be destruction. I'm loving it. Loving it a lot. Then we have the segment between Ollie Ethan Page and Challengerman Trick Williams, who will go through hell this Sunday. Ethan Page had a fantastic promo on Trick, and he even asked Trick, have you ever tasted your own blood? As he will enter the Devil's Play Pit on Sunday. Said Ethan Page took 17 years to finally make it to WWE. And Trick said he was not going to lay a hand on Ethan. It's obviously because of respect to Ava. Trick got a great pop as usual. Ethan with a fantastic promo. And we will get to a little bit more on that. I am doing the preview for Halloween Havoc as well following this. Now, NXT then shows multiple promos leading to NXT's arrival at the 2300 Arena on November 6th. Now, that's the night they go up against Dynamite, by the way. They're going to the ECW Arena in Philadelphia. And I got something to tell you all. Now, when I found out this news, I put a comment saying I would love Javon Evans to face Rob Van Dam in an Extreme Rules match. Mr. Monday Night liked my tweet. Shawn Michaels, you know what to do, brother. Then we have Andre Chase and having the cutting a great promo on Ridge Holland and challenging Ridge Holland to an ambulance match, which is taking place this Sunday. And we have a final video package for Delta Aaron with the promise of Zarya arriving at Halloween Havoc. Now, I didn't like it at first, changing Delta's name, but come to think of it now, when I heard her theme, when I heard the music, it matches. So, I'm happy with that. Soul Ruka defeats Colin Petrovich with a fantastic, amazing Snow Snatcher from the top rope, the best finisher in WWE by some distance. Shanti Adonis barely paid attention. He was chatting to a friend in the crowd. It feels like Carmen digs him, but Ashanti is a bit of a stud. He's a bit of a simp right now. But then again, who would not simp for Carmen Petrovich? Following that, we have OTM taking on Hank and Tank. Big win for the for Hank and Tank with a collision course. And then after that, we have Lola Vice coming to the ring, shaking that ass with Cole Custer, shaking that booty, and all three of them were shaking their asses in the ring, which is pretty cool. And then we get to the main event of the night. We have Julia and Stephanie Vaquer to take on Phalo Influence. We had Fallon Henley and JC Jane in the match. Very good match. Thoroughly enjoyed the match. I thought they teamed up really well. Julia hits the knee trigger and into a package neck breaker for the 1, 2, 3. And then following that, Phalo Influence go to the stage to spin the wheel, because Kalani Jordan is defending the title on Sunday against either JC, Fallon, or Jasmine. It landed on Spinner's Choice, so this is a to be determined match. And following that, the lights went out. Vignettes were all coming in together with some fucking insane music. We saw Zarya at the stage, which was incredible. The pop was mental. But CW, you cut it short, you motherfuckers. You know, it's a shame the wooden spoon's over there, because you deserve the wooden spoon. Actually, CW, you deserved the wooden spoon. Now the wooden spoon is deadly. That's for you, CW. You deserve that. Cap, you have the right to put him on the bell end board for that. Anyway. It's time. It's not time to play the game. It's not Tiffy time. What is it? What time is it? What time is it? It's not wooden spoon time, but you know what time it is. To the greatest tag team partner that the world could ever ask for. Say his name. He is there. Mr. Moses Marquez for Last Night of Dynamite. Partner, floor is yours.
All right, let's get into Last Night on Dynamite. Kind of lackluster. So, following a pre-tape promo by Moxley, and there's a whole bunch of them, in the middle of the Utah desert, before being picked up by his crew in the same exact truck that has been driving around arena after arena, just making these fucking weird videos. And then, of course, we've seen like a good chunk, maybe all of the backstage Jahoob wrestlers, like everybody that's not getting television time, they're all waiting in the parking lot for the Moxley Murder Crew. I love that name, by the way. So, Hangman Adam Page is then interviewed by Schiavone and literally scares him out of the ring. Tries to talk about his recent actions. Before he even says anything, Colton Gunn comes out and attacks him from behind. Hangman turns the tables. That's when Juice Robinson and Jay White come out. They get out there to attack. There's this whole thing. They're going to continue to build towards Jay White and Hangman Adam Page. I'm loving it. Give them some television time. Making him look a little cowardly. Hangman is a little cowardly. I kind of love it. I wanted to see how he turns around. Shelton Benjamin, somehow, some way, still looking, I don't want to say impressive, but for somebody of his age,
young.
I guess this is impressive.
Yeah, man don't age.
He does not age. No, not one bit. Defeats Sammy Guevara with a T-bone, which is just one of the weirdest fucking... I don't like it. It's exploder into this fucking power slam. It's the weirdest, stupidest looking thing ever. Sammy Guevara, you look stupid with that goddamn haircut. And he has lost every fucking bit of momentum he's ever had. The guy is basically a jobber now, and it's quite unfortunate. I'm sorry, Sammy.
Yeah.
Backstage, Maria May throws. She looks like she's leaving. She throws Anna Jay's fucking suitcase down the hallway. Shit's going everywhere. That's when all of a sudden Anna Jay comes in, and literally, Christopher Daniels is like right next to her. The second she throws the first punch, kind of making me mad that he keeps getting in the way. Kyle Fletcher comes to the ring with Don Callis and explains why he turned on Will Ospreay in this very long-winded promo, basically because he's tired of being compared to him. So he shaves his head, and I will never be compared to you again. I don't know why you had to shave your head to do that, but it is what it is. The Temu Drew McIntyre, that is Lance Archer, because that's exactly what he is. Thank you for writing that. Fucking completely killed me. And Brian Cage defeats the Temu, or the fucking dollar store, if you will, for us Americans. The fucking Viking Raiders, even though you fucking all on the internet. It just was complete shit. This whole thing is complete shit. They're trying to build these guys as a monster tag team. You don't have to give them fucking jobbers. Just fucking have them beat some fucking people. Chris Jericho defeats Mark Briscoe in a ladder war, which looked like Mark Briscoe was actually going to fucking win. But Big Bill comes in, choke slam Mark Briscoe off the ladder, and then pretty much fucking helps Jericho up. Very reminiscent of fucking Ellsworth in fucking in Carmella. It was pathetic. But we all saw it coming. Adam Cole comes to the ring, is then almost immediately interrupted by fucking Roderick Strong yelling, Adam! Because, he's got to do it. And it never gets old, but it immediately gets annoying.
Yeah.
I get a laugh, but I'm already pissed off. So they're all, I guess they're fucking hunky-dory again. They're the undisputed, whatever the fuck, undisputed kingdom. They're all back together. They all hate MJF, and they both want to get they both want to get their hands on him. And MJF says, you know what? I don't give a fuck. He's too busy getting a massage by an extremely hot masseuse. And he's like telling her, I love MJF. Like, he's literally doing nothing, and he's garnering all the heat in the world. He's getting a massage. He tells him whoever gets to the first 3 wins of matches can have a match against me at Full Gear. And I'm just like, that just sounds stupid. Like, it just sounds stupid. And I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to make them like tire themselves out and be like, all right, cool. So you've lost 3. I don't know. It's mind games. But it also is a little stupid.
Yeah, and we've only got like 4 weeks before Full Gear 2, so they don't have much chance to get those 3 wins in. They're going to have to wrestle every week.
Yeah, well, not only that, but it sounds like they're probably going to end up fucking wrestling on Rampage or something. It's not going to do them very fucking good. Backstage, Renee interviews Jamie Hayter with some fiery words for Penelope Ford, talking about, oh, well, you didn't have to endure what I had to endure. You said that you went the same route. She said, I had to wrestle in front of 20 drunk men for 20 quid. Which, you know what, over in the UK, I'm not surprised, and I'm sure those dudes love the show, but hey, 20 quid's fucking more than you probably get out here. Penelope did get a little bit better of a ride, though.
There you go, Jamie.
There you go, there's your 20. Sorry, love. House of Black beat some Jahoobs because got to build some momentum. After the match, Buddy Matthews calls out Adam Cole, and Adam Cole immediately sees him backstage. He's like, why are you calling me out? He's all, to prove something. What do you got to prove? That you're fragile. I fucking died. This is going to be excellent. Finally, get some fucking love on Buddy Matthews and help even more of the House of Black. Camille and Queen Alameda with a reverse DDT thing. This was one of the greenest matches I've ever seen. Ever. And Alameda is normally not this bad. I felt like she had to carry this. So, what the fuck does that tell you about Camille? Already not liking it. Mercedes immediately takes the spotlight before Chris Statlander interrupts the celebration, steps in there with Camila. She is giving off all of the fucking Rhea Ripley vibes. Stop it. Stop it right now. Just be you. Just fucking be you. In the parking lot with all the fucking dudes waiting there, they see somebody coming, and it's goddamn Christian Cage. It's goddamn Christian Cage. He's with the Waynes. Kip Sabian is like hiding behind cars. They see him and he fucking takes off. They chase him into the ring. There's no mics. Hook shows up, points the finger, says, I need to go in there and deal with whoever fucking attacked my dad. He fucking beelines it for Cage after fucking suplexing Nick Wayne, because, you have to make sure he took it safe. So he fucking hits him. And as he goes to fucking attack Christian, he gets low blowed by Kip Sabian. Now they're kind of a fucking thing. Christian calls fucking Hook by his real name, hits the fucking DDT, and then leaves. It's fucking weirded out. See where this whole fucking thing goes. In the main event, we get a 6-man tag, Private Party, Daniel Garcia versus the Elite. It was okay, shockingly. They get up the win. The Elite take the loss, thank fucking God. Private Party demand a rematch for the titles. The Bucks walk away. Isaiah then offers that they'll split up if they lose. And, of course, that's when the Bucks accept. And then as the show ends, Marina Shafir arrives alone in the parking lot. Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler attack Private Party as Mox drags Chuck Taylor into the ring for Claudio to crush his neck with a chair. The group then flees as the rest of the roster storms out. So that is yet another buddy of Orange Cassidy. It's been taken out. And so now it looks like Orange Cassidy's playing the Stinger role from the WCW NWO days. And it's all about Orange Cassidy. And my question is, it's where the fuck is Darby Allin? Where are the pillars of AEW to take down these fuckers?
Orange Cassidy sold that final segment beautifully. Mm-hmm. So much respect to Orange Cassidy for that segment.
The story they're telling is good. It's a good one. It's got your heart wrenching.
Yeah, and speaking of heart wrenching, I think the writing's kind of on the wall there for Private Party. We did kind of get a tease. Was it MVP? Who kind of said, hey, you should be a single star anyway. So
yeah, it was MVP.
I think that breakup's coming. Yeah, MVP's just driving wedges everywhere.
Everywhere. Asshole MVP is.
MVP is driving more wedges in a cheese factory.
Heyo.
And as for Kip Sabian, even though he's not the emo kind of rock star looking guy anymore, he's still creepy as fuck, and I still don't like him. But even more so now he's with Christian.
Said even more so. I love it.
But yeah, like you said, it was not a great show. It was kind of average. Even the ladder war didn't really. And if anything, that maybe should have been the main event.
Yes.
But yeah, that wasn't as good as Mark Briscoe and Jericho's first match, and it should have been better considering it was a ladder war. But it is what it is. Jericho is now a 9-time world champion. Nueve. So, now we've got a 4-week, did I say, build to Full Gear. And Lord only knows what the card's going to be, because I don't think anything is really announced yet. We're building towards Hangman and Jay. Mox is probably going to be against Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Looks like Private Party and the Bucks.
Yeah. MJF will undoubtedly end up against Adam Cole, baby. Or maybe Roderick Strong, and then they're saving Adam Cole.
Either that or it'll be a triple threat.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good. And then the Kingdom turn on Adam Cole. Which I thought was going to happen last night.
I did too. And you know what? That I think that could totally happen. Could totally happen. God, that'd be.
But yeah, a lot of storylines developing, and again, I think Orange Cassidy is the MVP of last night's episode, and he didn't even fucking do anything.
Didn't even do anything, but he's the man, and we're all pulling for the OC. But speaking of things we're all looking forward to, Halloween is upon us. Next week it falls on a Thursday, which means we are celebrating the season right here on Max Wrestling, and in the best possible way to do so, with the demonic duo themselves. The Shape and the Demoness challenge the Carolina Reaperz for those beautiful Max Wrestling Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, match made in hell, just how it should be. Shape and the Demoness have crossed paths many times before. They have faced each other. They have worked together, but they've never actually been a team before. And it's not easy turning into the Shape, which is why I was a little hesitant, but desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. But, all right, we have 2 lists. One is nice, one is not so nice. We're going to check them in a little bit because we always check them twice. But first, let's hear from Beer's challenger at Promo Series. His name is the podcast machine, Mike Larkin.
You know, you come on here and you talk about beating your best friend and finally winning the Max Wrestling World Championship. It took you long enough, but who cares? I think you do. Beer, your insecurities and inadequacies are really starting to show because you know this could all end just like that. So why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you hand me the Max Wrestling World Championship? It'll be painless. It'll be a lot easier. Why don't you think that over? We'll come back to that another time. You know, you talk about beating your best friend. Well, Daniel Crimmins is one of my dearest friends, and back at Promo Slam 2020, I told him, and I quote, "When I was born, there was a rainbow formed, and when you were born, crickets chirped." And if I can downgrade him and make him feel this small, then what the hell do you think I'm going to do to you? You want to come out here and start talking like this? Meet my best friend after 8 months. What are you, the emo kid from Big Daddy? Yeah, you're right. I hate my father. You're gonna have to kill me to take this championship from me. I have an insatiable appetite, and I want more. Why are you talking like that? And number 2, slow your roll. You want to come on here and talking about being the here, the now, and the future. Well, to me, you're more like the never has, the never was, and the never will be. You like to placate and you like to cosplay as some of our favorite wrestlers and Hall of Famers. Well, to quote one of those wrestlers and Hall of Famers and someone who is legendary at picking up a microphone, just when they think they have the answers, I change the questions. And I have a question for you, Beer. Why are you here? Seriously, 2016 called and wants its Max Wrestling podcast guest back. You want to talk about going to war for your Max Wrestling World Championship. Well, you want a war? You're going to get one. Say hello to the Larkin. Something bad happened to this. Something bad happened to you. And when it's all said and done, the Larkin is going to carve you up, Chico. I'm not here to play. Hell, I'm not even here to party. And when Promo Series comes around, the partying will be over. This isn't about fun. This isn't about entertainment. This is about winning. And in case you don't know, this is what I do. You know, Beer, in our last encounter Promo Series, you want to talk about me being a basement dweller, me being in the basement. You want to talk about keeping your pimp strong and what you're going to do to Mother. You want to talk about Mother. Okay. First and foremost, Mama Lark is a saint. And number 2, there is no way in hell that the members of the opposite sex would be interested in the lost Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. And if you think that you were walking out a Promo Series with that World Heavyweight Championship, then you must be living in a world of pure imagination. Oompa Loompa doopity-doo. Chin up, tits out, and watch out for my shoe. Ha ha! Still got it, never lost it. All right. When greatness speaks, you listen. When Mike Larkin's on your screen, you better charge admission. Brother, my name is Michael Christopher Larkin, and I am the level, and you're not even the level below me. At Promo Series 9, Shoot to Kill, you best not be shooting blanks. And kill! I'm a machine, you dumb son of a bitch. Many have tried, many have failed. You can't stop the unstoppable. You can't deny the undeniable. In this world, in this Max Wrestling community, it's all magic. And a Promo Series, I'm going to create the greatest magic trick of all. I'm going to make your Max Wrestling World Championship reign disappear. Respect the grind. Don't sweat the technique. My name is Mike Larkin. I am the podcast machine. And as always, it's my pleasure. But most importantly, It's your honor. You want cinema? Well, I have been known in my time to do some mini movies. So, if you want cinema is what you seek, well, here I am. See your promo series, kid.
A bellend? You're a bellend, mate. Look, bellend 1, bellend 2, big veiny bellend over here.
Let's have some fun. All right, let's see who's going to get some bad points. Didn't really see anything outside of the obvious, which is the IWC. And the IWC this week, again, as you pointed out beautifully, we couldn't even have a shit mark say because there was nothing outside of people going absolutely bananas for somebody leaving a job they weren't happy at. So I believe we've given the IWC as a whole points before.
Yep.
So they have to be on this board. In a way, I guess I don't know why I feel like I would feel a little different of this whole thing if, say, this was a wrestler that was leaving. But the reality is this is an announcer, and you guys freaked out like it was fucking Patrick Mahomes deciding I'm going to go play baseball. Okay, it's like if Wayne Rooney left in his prime to go say I'm gonna go play darts. You know how fucking pissed people would be. Oh my god. But that's what you guys are taking this as. Samantha Irvin is the greatest thing since toasted sliced bread, and now she's gone. Okay, she wasn't happy. So this week the IWC is gonna get 30 points. I need you guys to look to yourself, reflect upon yourself. Would you be mad at yourself for leaving a job that you're not happy at? If the answer is yeah, then you're a fucking idiot.
And
simple.
Again, like, I think she was happy. They just wouldn't let her do other stuff, which was the same thing that kind of happened with Mercedes. So she says. Who else? Mandy Rose couldn't do her OnlyFans as well as work with WWE, so she left and then made even more money on OnlyFans.
More money.
So basically, it's more about WWE being greedy fuckers and saying, no, you cannot earn extra money.
No.
Anybody else for the Bellin board? IWC are now on 72 points.
Goddamn, that's a lot of points. Oh God, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. He's behind you, and he is one of the greatest. Feeny. He is. I'm sorry, everybody. Look. I grew up being an Undertaker fan. Okay, I absolutely love Take. I love Kane. Hey, I love the Brothers of Discretion. You know what I mean? We could go on and on nostalgia lane as it is, but Mark Calloway and Glenn Jacobs, those two gentlemen. I really hate that I've taken this show politically, but it's over here. It's bad. Because the reality is, and again, and I praise it each and every weekend when I watch the Prem, there's no room for racism. There's no room for division. Yet here we are in a battle of division, in a battle of a man who has separated a country against somebody who wants to bring us together. But the reality is they want to bring us together, but you're black and you're a woman, but who cares? Who cares? What in the fuck does that matter? Would you have listened to your mom if she wasn't your mom? No. Guess what, bro? She's been a mom. This has been like, I don't understand it. It's a politically thing that makes no sense to me. But then these two gentlemen stepped in, and you can interview who you want. You can feel however you want. That's not the point. The point I'm making is you don't need to go on social media and say that we've made the right choice. So either you're with us or you're against us, because if that's the case, then homeboy, I'm against you. And I'm glad you lost the streak. So Mark Calloway, Mark, I'll call them the brothers of politician, if you will.
Yes.
Brothers of, I don't know. I'm fucking whatever stupid name you want to come up with right now. I'm going to give them 20 points apiece just because you guys don't need to do this. It's not necessary. Yes, he is the mayor of fucking somewhere in Tennessee. Good for him. Good for him. I don't give a shit what he does outside of that. But you, sir, do not need to force people into thinking a specific way because they're either with you or against you. Have your views, and we will have ours. I'll keep watching your other shows of the Dead Man fucking podcast series because they're fucking hilarious. But that one, I will not.
Yeah, it was the same with Hulk Hogan.
Because again, maybe it's just because I don't believe it politically or whatever. But again, like I've always said, have your own views, but don't go spreading bullshit along with it, making people have to choose because you are this quote unquote figure. Hell, Elon Musk is trying to pay people $1 million to vote. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you what's going on over here, I don't know what the fuck does.
It all comes down to money. All right. So I think if that's it for the Bell End board, let's go to the other side and put some points on the Bruv board.
Finally, somebody's a Bruv.
Brother.
All right, so last week I forgot to give points to somebody, and I made a note to myself to do it this week. I meant to give points to Adam Copeland and Beth Phoenix last week for all the help they've been doing in Carolina, because of course they lived there, and they've been helping out recover from the damage and everything. So massive respect to them. 30 points each.
Fuck yeah. Much deserved.
And I got another easy one this week too. So you just mentioned Undertaker and Kane, and obviously the political shit. So on the flip side of that, how many points did you give them? 20 each?
20 each.
I'm gonna give 30 to Batista because he's on the fucking.
You're forgetting the other big star that they forgot too.
Who did they forget?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Who Undertaker and Kane did?
Yeah, that was their whole speech there. Like, you could side with Batista, Tim Waltz, and whomever, or you could side
they left
with
out
Taker,
Stone Cold,
Kane, and Trump. And it was like, bro, you do know that fucking Stone Cold endorsed fucking Kamala too, right?
See, now I don't feel so bad about wearing this because I mean I've been a fucking Stone Cold mark most of my life, which as most people know, but. I disagreed with his CTE comments on the McMahon Netflix shit, and that was like other than domestic violence shtick. That's like the only two times I've kind of been on Austin, but any other time he's fucking God. So yeah, I feel much better. Hey, fucking 30 points to Stone Cold too as well.
Let's go.
Drink some fucking beers.
How you doing?
Because that's the thing. They called out Batista. And like you just mentioned, Austin, I have not really seen anything from Batista and Stone Cold politically, whereas Hogan and Taker and Kane are like all over the place going, vote for Trump.
Overly.
I ain't seen anything like that from Austin or Batista about Kamala Harris.
Well, okay, so Batista did an ad where, I think it was an ad where he's literally like training, he's just doing like some training or whatever, and he's talking about like how Donald Trump is a bad person and this and that. This is what he wants, blah 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 blah. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin pretty much just said like, what's the problem with having same-sex marriages? I don't understand. What's the problem with being he was literally just going down the line of like, I don't understand why we have a problem with this. He's like, what's best for the country is what's best for the country. Division is not what's best for the country. So that's again him siding with Kamala, which is, again, to each your own, do however you feel. But again, I've always said, for my personal views, celebrity should never run a country, especially one that has fucking filed bankruptcy more times than he's had children, and a guy who made more money on a television show than he ever did in business.
And been brought up on sex charges.
Hey-o! Don't forget that part.
What the fuck are we doing here?
I wish I knew. And I live over here.
Whereas on our side, I think it's fucking hilarious that the party this has turned into a political show. The party that's currently running the country, you're getting shit from people like as if the other party did us wonders for the last 20 fucking years.
Do you see the beauty of it? Do you see the beauty of it? Nobody wants to let change actually happen. They just demand this because it sounds cool, and I like that guy.
Yeah. Nobody wants to admit that politics is just bullshit.
Politics is bullshit.
So
it's not bullshit. People's opinions.
Yeah, which is why we do podcasts.
Hey,
So let's take it back to wrestling, and I am so sorry that Orange Cassidy has never been on the Bruv board this year. He deserved to be. I mean, I think he had plenty of points on, what the hell did we call it last year? Whatever it was last year.
Oh God, what was it?
I
I forget. Wankers?
I can't remember, but anyway, Orange Cassidy deserves to be on this list, especially after last night's performance where he did very little, but still was like sold the segment the most. Orange Cassidy, I'm going to give you. I was only going to give you 5 for last night or 10 for last night, but I think I owe you some backdate points, so we'll go 25 for Orange Cassidy.
Ayo. Like that, big 2-5.
And I don't really think anybody else deserves many points. I
got nothing.
Actually, I'll give 5 points to Stephanie Vaca for her NXT match debut.
You know what? That's a good one.
All right. And again, we still ain't had your suggestions, so maybe you're just agreeing with us. But if you have any suggestions to add your own names to the Bellend or the Bruv boards, let us know in the comments, and we will decide how many points to give them next week. Thank you for joining us. I hope we rocked you harder than a ring announcer's departure, leaving grown man babies in tears of rage.
Heyo.
Did that in one take. And before we close this up, let's find out what Host Mo and the TSK have for you pencil neck geeks with a roundup of Click This. Click Talk, sorry.
Click Talk.
Don't sue me,
right,
Kevin.
We had to change the name. Fuck you, Kevin Nash. But that's okay. That's no problem. We're on this now. That's all that matters. The TSK did drop. I forgot what review we just did, but that one had dropped. I would say AEW, whatever it was. We just dropped one.
Yeah.
Go check that one out. We are still considering, even though it's been a few days past, we're still considering dropping one of the Maple Leaf Pro show. It was actually a pretty damn good show. Very good showing by a lot of Canadian wrestlers that maybe you haven't heard of and definitely need to spotlight. Some of these were very, 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 very good matches. I did not realize Kushida is now fucking killing the fucking junior tag division back in Japan, but hey, you learn things when you watch other shows. Other than that, we got to wait until Full Gear to happen for another big show. I want to say Survivor Series goes down before Full Gear.
Survivor Series is the week after Full Gear.
Week after, okay. So then there you go. You'll probably get Full Gear and then Survivor Series. So those will be coming in due time. Anything on the football side of life is it's coming. It's coming, but it's one of these things where again I'm behind the times. I'm a good 8 hours behind everybody in the UK, and I'm over here trying to talk some UK footy. So just be patient with me. More stuff is coming. There is going to be some football chatter in the next month, but it's going to be on the American side. And no, not with the pads. I'm talking Major League Soccer. You're not supposed to say that word out loud, but I have to because that's how they call it out here. San Diego FC is finally getting an actual club. The MLS does this thing called an expansion draft. When you're a new team, you can take up to 5 eligible players from anybody's team. So we'll figure out who they're going to take. I'll probably go over some listed names of guys that I feel could do some wonders. And we'll get into that. So a lot of football, soccer talk is coming. And the only way to figure out when it's coming and how it's coming at your way is to follow the fun socials. The Evil X Machine, Max Wrestling UK, SMR Podnet, Captain 512, fucking them all up right now. And of course, Match Football Pod. Check out the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button right here on the YouTubes. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the other socials. We got the Max Wrestling UK TikTok, and then of course there is the Aftermax, which you have to check out.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Speaking of football, I'm pretty sure I meant to put this in as a segment, but fuck you, London.
Yeah.
Like choosing the fucking Super Bowl over WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that move either. I kind of figured WrestleMania would be a little bit bigger, but then again,
yeah,
you got to think of it. I mean, fucking Tottenham's fucking stadium is literally every time I turn around, they're hosting another football game. Every time I turn around.
I mean, it is getting bigger in the UK, but I still think like wrestling is, especially WrestleMania, is much bigger in the UK.
Again, if Wembley sold out as quick as it did for All In, was it All Out? Was it All In? All In.
Well, yeah. For first time it did.
The first time. Now, but again, now what do you think the first time WrestleMania would do?
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, the
It's
first
2
time
nights.
almost sold out. They still got a hell of a number in there. Yeah, it wasn't full to fucking capacity, so what? But I mean, they still pulled 50,000 this year. And
Yeah.
there was so much less hype for it. So
Again, a 2-night WrestleMania. Come on.
yeah.
Not saying they're better. I'm just saying, think of the name.
But anyway, that's it for us this week. Head over to Cypher the Prophet's TikTok right now after this show for the official Max Wrestling post show after Max. And remember, this is TikTok, so you can't watch it back. You have to watch it live.
Yep.
Trust me, you don't want to miss it because you never know what to expect. Last week, we had 2 pieces of breaking news happen on After Max. So head over to Cypher right now and join us next week for Halloween. As you heard, it will be the Shape and the Demoness versus the Carolina Reaperz for the Max Tag Team Championships on the spooky season. And the very next match, week 6 in the Golden Gauntlet. Who will Blade Rodriguez's opponent be? Find out next week. You've been watching the Cap and Mo. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.
Blade, stay that sharp all the way through the end.
I'm smelling some gold again.